Hello everyone, welcome back to Angela's Craft Room. Today I've got this scalloped tag card for you. I wanted to do something a little different, so I've used the scalloped tag punch, which is this one, to make the tag on the front of my card. So there's just a few layers. All it really is layering your DSP and your cardstock and adding the butterflies and flowers. It's quite an easy card, but I was really pleased how it turned out. So I really wanted to share this one with you. So we'll get started. So with this one, I'm going to have basic black. So I'm going to start off with 11 inches long, 4 1/8 of an inch wide, and then scored at 5 1/2. And then just grab my grid paper, and then we're just going to burnish that with our bone folder. Then the inside, which I've already stamped with some butterflies, that is 5 1/4 inches by 3 7/8. And we're just going to quickly pop that inside the card. I've made a couple of these now as thank you cards, and they seem to be becoming quite popular. So we're just going to pop that straight inside our base card. So you've still got plenty of room to write on. Okay. Then we need a piece of DSP, and I've chosen this piece. Any DSP, that's a great way to use up your DSP, and it's 5 1/4 inches by 3 7/8 of an inch, so exactly the same as what's inside the size of the piece that I put inside the card. And then I'm just going to glue that onto my card with some Tombow liquid glue. Just make sure we're going the right way. So that goes onto there. I love this DSP. Okay, so then we're going to move on. We need I need a piece of cardstock that is 3 5/8 by 2 inches. And then we need a piece that is 5 1/4 inches by 2 1/2 inches. And the DSP, which is 5 inches by 2 inches. Okay, so what we're going to do first is layer that piece onto there with our Tombow glue. So you can see it's just a lot of layering to give your card dimension. It doesn't make the card look so flat. So I'm just going to line that up on my grid paper. and just eyeball it. It's going to have a tag on top of it as well. So that's going to go on there. So this is rich raspberry and we're doing it with basic black as well. So what I want to do is have this coming in underneath, and I just want it to, I just want to have it about there so it meets up with the side along here, because I'm not worried about it not reaching the other side, because if you have it like that, I just feel it's too much rich raspberry. You need to just have a little bit of a border of that DSP coming from underneath, and then this just breaks up the DSP on this side as well. Just the way I like to do it, so it's up to you, but it's a really good layout for a card, doing it that way. So I'm just going to guess where I want it, so I'm just going to put it about there, and I'll just stand it up so I can see, and it looks fairly straight. That side might be up just a fraction, but I'm not really worried about it being a bit tongue-tied. So that piece goes on there, and then this piece is going to go here, like that. So we'll glue that piece down. So I just want to just have a little border on the side there. So you can see the DSP, and then you've got the rich raspberry, and then you've got more DSP. So it's just a really nice layer. Just had to move it a little bit there. Now comes the fun bit of tying the ribbon in. Now I was going to use this ribbon. I just don't know whether it's too much. This isn't rich raspberry, it's a fig colour. But it is a really good width to put a ribbon in. With my original card, I did use lace, which was a lot thicker. I'm just not very good at tying bows at all, so excuse me already. I'll just say sorry already for my bow. Let's pull that down, tighten that up, and just puff it up a little bit. It's not too bad actually. Okay, so then I'll just grab my ribbon scissors and we'll just snip that ribbon off, so it's got, because I'm going to put the butterfly up there, so I don't really want a lot of ribbon there. Now, one little point that I will say, with my original card, which was this one, because it was Sahara Sand, which is a light colour, in one of the neutral colours, Sahara Sand, if you're using Sahara Sand or crumb cake or something like that, what I did, I just grabbed my dauber and I sponged all round the tag, flowers and butterfly and the sentiment. It just gave it a bit of antique-y look. But because we're using a lot darker colour, as in the rich raspberry, we won't be doing that on this card. But just in case you use that, I just thought I'd tell you. So another thing you can do if you want to, you can emboss this with an embossing folder as well, if you feel that it's a little bit too flat for you. But I don't mind it. So I've got another tutorial coming up after this one using the tag punch as well, and it uses the tag punch as a side opening. So that's the next one coming up, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that one. So then we're just going to pop the tag down there. Like so. Then I've already stamped and cut out my butterflies and my flowers. The butterflies come from Papillon Potpourri stamp set by Stamping Up, and the flowers come from Petite Petals from Stamping Up. So with these, I just like to break the fibres up a little bit so they're a bit more pliable. Oh, and I was just going to tell you how big that tag was. It was 5 inches long by 2 inches wide, and if you do it 2 inches wide, it will fit exactly in the scallop tag punch. So 2 inches wide, and then however long you want it. Mine's 5 inches, so, and by it being 5 inches, it just leaves a nice border around so you can still see your DSP. So I'm just going to flick these up. So if you wanted to, you could use the dauber and sponge these around with the rich raspberry, seeing they've got a bit of white on the outside, but I'm not going to do that today. So that's like that. Then you just have to decide where you want your flowers. So I'm going to put my first one, I usually go in the bottom right hand corner, because I try and work like into a triangle when I'm placing my flowers. So I'm going to pop that one about there. And the next one, I might just grab the cotton bud and just spread that a little bit. So then we're just going to pop that underneath the other flower. Like that. Now before I pop the third one down, I'm just going to grab my pearls and just going to pop some pearls on those flowers just in case. And then this one I'm going to put a dimensional, this flower, I'm going to put one dimensional behind it, and I'm just going to overlap it a little bit, just pull those petals up, and just overlap it like that. Just pull those petals up. Then I'm just going to pop another pearl there. Then I'm just going to put two pearls on the little butterfly. Like so. And then I'm just going to place the glue at the bottom of his wings, because that's the part that's going to glue, because I'm just going to pop that underneath the flowers, like that. And then I'm just going to get my bone folder, because just that Tombow glue just needs a little bit of help. But it's the good thing about the Tombow glue, because if you put enough on, it does give you that time to move it if you need to. And I can just see a little bit of Tombow glue coming out of the side there. You mightn't be able to see that, but it will dry clear. The rich raspberry is such a nice colour though. So that's the bottom part. Then I've cut out with my 1 3/8 scallop a piece of cardstock in basic black, and I've stamped from the Petite Pairs stamp set, Sending Many Thanks. So with my 1 1/8 of an inch scallop, I'm just going to punch that out. Like so. Then I'm just going to grab my dimensionals underneath this white piece, pop about 3 there. And once again, you could use the dauber on this as well and just sponge around the white piece if you really wanted to. Press that down, and then I want to have the dimensionals behind that. And I'm just placing it at this stage. I might even... I think I'll go that way. So where I want to pop I'm going to put an extra, it just needs that extra height. It is so quiet here this morning. It's quite eerie because I got up very early to get these tutorials done. I'm just not used to it being so quiet. Need a third one because I've just got so much dimension happening on this card. Oops. And I've forgotten to take the backing off of these. That was silly. I must have stuck them. I'm just going to pull them off and put a couple of more on. Sorry about that. Them off, that one's off. So that's going to sit right up nicely on the card and even give it a bit more dimension like that. And then we're just going to pop some pearls onto this butterfly. So I might just use these big ones because it's the big butterfly. Because I always seem to use the card and then I'm stuck with these big ones. Then I'm just going to grab some more dimensionals, just two. Just pop them under the wings. And then I'm going to put that down to about there. And as I said, you could run this bookmark, the tag bookmark, through your Big Shot with an embossing folder if you don't like the flat look. In my next video, I actually do run the tag through the Big Shot, so you'll be able to see the difference. So there we go. So that's our card for today. So I'm really liking these and they're getting to be quite addictive. So this is the first one that I've done in Early Espresso and Sahara Sand, and this one is in Basic Black and Rich Raspberry. So I hope you'll give those a try. Just use whatever stamp sets you've got on hand to do your decoration. You know, you can use any flowers or any butterflies, any images really, but just have fun. That's the main thing. Have fun making the card, and I hope that I've given you an idea for your next card that you're going to make. Until next time, happy crafting!